in a world brimming with constant information overload. It's a rare moment when something truly astonishing comes to light, something so extraordinary that it demands our undivided attention. Today, we stand on the precipice of such a moment. Prepare to question what you thought you knew, challenge your preconceptions, and gain insights that will not just intrigue you, but completely transform your understanding of reality. Strap in, viewers, for we're about to dive into revelations that will unequivocally blow your mind. 1. The massive shift of wealth, the world as we know it, is on the brink of a seismic shift, set to shake the very foundations of our economic structures. This shift, aptly termed the Great Wealth Transfer, is an epochal event that will see trillions of dollars passed down from one generation to another. With such a vast amount of wealth changing hands, the implications for society are profound and far-reaching. The Great Wealth Transfer primarily involves the baby boomer generation born between 1946 and 1964, who are set to inherit an estimated $4 trillion by 2045. According to Merrill Lynch. This enormous transfer of wealth is expected to make millennials the richest generation in American history, as reported by Forbes. However, this event isn't just about the passing down of assets. It's also about the transmission of values and the potential for societal change. Such a vast transfer of wealth requires rich intergenerational conversations to align value and values. As Kiplinger points out, these dialogues can help shape how this wealth is used and the impact it has on society. Will it be invested in businesses, real estate, or philanthropic endeavors? Or will it be used to further personal interests and lifestyles? The answers to these questions could shape our economic landscape for decades to come. However, the great wealth transfer is not without its challenges. For individuals in debt, this shift could potentially exacerbate their financial woes. As wealth accumulates in the hands of a few, the middle class could shrink further, leading to increased economic disparities. Those in debt must therefore consider how to position themselves during this shift to avoid falling further behind. Additionally, technological advances, particularly AI, threaten to render nearly half of current workforce skills obsolete by 2025. This presents a significant challenge for those over 50 who hold substantial real estate assets. The evolving job market and economic pressures could lead to instability in the real estate market, potentially affecting the value of their assets. The impact of AI on jobs is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it could lead to increased salaries for enhanced roles requiring advanced skills. On the other hand, it poses a risk of job replacement, wage decreases, and lower demand for certain roles. Recent layoffs at major tech companies signal an unstable job market, with roles in product management, quality assurance, marketing, finance, and real estate at risk. In light of these challenges, individuals must reassess their lifestyles and spending habits. The possibility of new regulation puts even side hustles in jeopardy, prompting a need for financial prudence. However, it's not all doom and gloom. While full-time jobs and side hustles become less secure, the market could offer opportunities for wealth creation for those who can adapt. The subsequent years present a critical time for financial planning. Taking advantage of the great wealth transfer to secure or build wealth is paramount. This involves not only understanding the dynamics of this transfer, but also developing a clear financial strategy to navigate its implications. 2. Rising incidents of food scarcity across the nation. In recent times, an alarming trend has been unfolding across the nation. Food scarcity, once a distant concept for many, has become a stark reality. From dairy shortages to an escalating egg crisis, the landscape of our food supply is changing rapidly and drastically. This shift is causing ripples of concern among consumers and policymakers alike, revealing vulnerabilities in our supply chain and highlighting the urgent need for preparedness and adaptability. One of the most vivid illustrations of this growing concern is the escalating egg crisis. Millions of chickens have been culled due to disease outbreaks and other factors, leading to a significant drop in egg production. This has resulted in soaring prices and dwindling supplies, creating a ripple effect that touches everyone from farmers to consumers. The impact is not just economic, but also social, with families struggling to afford or even find this staple food item. The egg crisis is just the tip of the iceberg. Dairy products, another staple in many households, are also experiencing shortages. Widely purchased items like butter are becoming scarce on supermarket shelves, forcing consumers to either pay higher prices or go without. This shortage isn't limited to dairy products alone. Fresh produce, another vital component of a balanced diet, is also becoming increasingly hard to find. These shortages are not isolated incidents, but rather symptoms of a larger problem. the vulnerability of our supply chain. Our food supply chain, once taken for granted, is showing signs of strain under the weight of various challenges. These include climate change, disease outbreaks, labor shortages, and logistical disruptions, to name a few. The result is a system that's struggling to meet demand, leading to increased prices and decreased availability of essential food items. Interestingly, these supply chain disruptions sometimes lead to unexpected outcomes. For instance, in Washington, a surplus of turkeys led to a significant discount on this popular poultry product. While this may seem like a silver lining, it underscores the unpredictability and instability of our current food supply system. The shortages aren't confined to food items alone. Non-food items such as press-on nails are also affected by supply chain disruptions. This highlights the interconnectedness of our economy and the widespread impact of these shortages. The widespread shortage of staple goods like butter, sugar, hot chocolate, and bacon paints a concerning picture. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of our food supply system and the potential for significant disruption. For many, it's a wake-up call, prompting a reevaluation of our reliance on complex supply chains for our most basic needs. In light of these revelations, there's an urgent need for preparedness and adaptability. Staying informed about the situation, sharing information with others, and stocking up responsibly are all crucial steps. However, it's equally important to explore self-sufficiency measures. Whether it's starting a home garden, joining a local food co-op, or learning preservation techniques, these measures can provide a level of food security that's independent of the volatile market conditions. Correct ways through wealth circles. California's latest tax, in an audacious bid to mitigate a massive budget deficit, California has introduced a new wealth tax that is sending shockwaves through wealth circles. This unprecedented move, which has gained significant media coverage from outlets such as the Wall Street Journal, Yahoo News, MSNBC, and Newsweek, is triggering a noteworthy exodus of high earners from the state. The facts are undeniable. In recent fiscal years, California has seen a loss of about 27,000 taxpayers earning over $200,000. This alarming trend underscores the palpable unease among the affluent, who view the new tax measures as punitive and unjust. The fear is not unfounded. The wealth tax not only imposes an annual tax on assets, but also empowers attorneys to sue for underreported net worth. This move, while aimed at filling the state's coffers, could have unintended consequences. Wealthy individuals and families who contribute significantly to the state's tax revenues are opting to relocate to states with more favorable tax climates. This mass exodus of high earners could potentially erode the state's tax base, leading to even greater economic challenges down the line. The ripple effects of this wealth tax extend beyond the borders of California. With the state grappling with a $68 billion shortfall, other American cities could be tempted to adopt similar tax strategies. The prospect of an expanding wealth tax could trigger a nationwide shift in wealth distribution, with high earners seeking to protect their assets by moving to tax-friendly states. At the heart of these tax measures are the top 1 earners who are crucial for tax revenue. These individuals, who pay a significant portion of the state's income tax, are the primary target of the wealth tax. Those who have more should contribute more. However, this perspective fails to consider the potential repercussions. One major concern is wealth migration. As high earners exit the state, California could face a dwindling tax base, leading to a potential increase in taxes for those who remain. This could further exacerbate the state's financial woes, creating a vicious cycle of increasing taxes and decreasing revenues. Another potential repercussion is an increased dependency on the state. As the wealth tax drives out high earners, the state could see an increase in the number of people reliant on government assistance. This could strain public resources and lead to further economic challenges. Compounding these issues is the rising minimum wage. While intended to provide a living wage for workers, this increase could pose additional challenges to small businesses already grappling with the effects of the wealth tax. The added financial burden could push businesses towards automation, potentially leading to job losses and further economic instability. 4. Rising presence of undocumented immigrants in American schools. In recent times, a New York City high school has become the epicenter of a heated immigration debate. The school, which has been housing undocumented migrants following severe storms, is grappling with the challenges and complexities of America's immigration policies. This situation brings to the fore the rising presence of undocumented immigrants in American schools. A reality that is stirring up controversy and calling for a reevaluation of our immigration system. The issue first came to light when the schools shifted to virtual learning to accommodate the influx of migrants. Critics were quick to point out the inadequacies of virtual education compared to in-person learning. They argue that this move not only disrupts the learning process for students, but also places an undue burden on teachers and school administrators. Yet, with the lack of long-term housing solutions for migrants, the school had little choice but to step in. This situation underscores the larger problem at hand, the lack of humane immigration policies in the United States. Public figures have voiced their concerns, calling for more empathetic approaches, including paths to citizenship for undocumented migrants. They argue that such measures are not only morally right, but also beneficial for the country in the long run, as they allow migrants to contribute fully to society. Yet these calls for change face resistance from local communities struggling with the impact of federal immigration policies on their resources and education systems. The sudden influx of undocumented migrants puts a strain on local resources, from housing and healthcare to education and social services. Taxpayers, too, face financial challenges due to emergency measures implemented to accommodate migrants. The situation at the New York City High School is a microcosm of the nationwide struggle with immigration policy. It highlights the need for sustainable and comprehensive immigration strategy in the U.S. Such a strategy should take into account not only the realities of migration, but also its impact on communities across the country. It should strive to balance the rights and needs of migrants with those of the local population. One of the most concerning aspects of this situation is the potential widening of educational disparities due to the shift to virtual learning. Many students, particularly those from low-income families, lack access to the necessary technology for effective online learning. As a result, they risk falling further behind in their education. This raises serious questions about the long-term consequences of repurposing schools to house migrants and the impact on the quality of education. 5. The escalating fury of Winter Storm Jerry. The fury of Winter Storm Jerry has been escalating, leaving a trail of snow, ice, and biting cold in its wake. This extreme weather event, which has been intensifying across the country, is not just a meteorological phenomenon, but also a stark reminder of our vulnerability to the forces of nature. Winter Storm Jerry's impact has been widespread and profound. Its conditions have prompted heightened awareness among residents, authorities, and weather experts alike. The storm's severity has drawn comparisons to previous years characterized by dangerous freezing temperatures. Snowfall projections have varied, with some areas bracing for up to 18 inches of snow. Amidst this, certain regions have experienced mixed conditions, with rain highlighting the unpreparedness of warmer climates for such severe weather events. The geographical reactions to Winter Storm Jerry have been as varied as the weather conditions themselves. In northern areas where winter activities are part and parcel of life, residents have been making the most of the snowfall. In contrast, southern areas have been caught off guard by the storm's severity, particularly in Washington and Oregon. Some residents are experiencing such extreme winter conditions for the first time. The storm's impact extends beyond just the weather. It has significant implications for driving and safety. Defensive driving has become crucial due to the potential mistakes of other drivers navigating the treacherous conditions. Particularly in the Dakotas, Nebraska, and Kansas, conditions have reached critical levels, underscoring the need for caution and preparedness. In Texas, concerns over energy supply come to the fore. Extremely low temperature forecasts have raised questions about the state's readiness, particularly given previous failures by the Electric Reliability Council of Texas. There are worries about potential energy shortfalls given the increased reliance on renewable sources, which can be affected by severe weather conditions. The southeastern states face their own set of challenges. Unusually frigid temperatures are expected, and there's a lack of infrastructure to deal with ice, raising concerns about potential isolation. These states, typically known for their warm climates, are having to quickly adapt to these severe conditions. Preparedness measures have become crucial in the face of Winter Storm Jerry's escalating fury. Residents are being advised to check home insulation and heating, detach outdoor hoses, and take precautions to prevent cars from freezing. Even locating essential winter gear has become a priority, particularly in southern states where such items are rarely used. The storm has also highlighted the importance of community awareness. The necessity for readiness and consideration for those unprepared has become evident. There's an emphasis on collective vigilance and safety measures during these harsh winter conditions. 6. Newly unsealed Epstein documents yield shocking revelations. The unsealing of deposition documents from 2016 has shed new light on the infamous Jeffrey Epstein case, revealing shocking details that have sent ripples through society. The revelations in these documents underscore a stark disparity in societal responses and accountability for the elite versus the general public, disparity that raises troubling questions about our justice system. Virginia G's allegations in the deposition are nothing short of explosive. She claims that she was paid to engage in sexual activities with Prince Andrew and several other high-profile individuals connected to Epstein. These claims implicate some of the most powerful figures in society, including former President Bill Clinton, former Victoria's Secret CEO Lex Wexner, and former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson, among others. Despite these damning allegations, the response from those implicated has been disturbingly muted. Mark Epstein, Jeffrey's brother, appeared on News Nation and seemed to downplay the serious accusations. This dismissive attitude towards such grave allegations is indicative of the broader problem at hand. The lack of accountability for the elite, this disparity in societal responses is not just troubling, but also deeply unjust. When ordinary citizens face similar allegations, they are often subjected to extensive scrutiny and swift legal action. They are held accountable for their actions and expected to face the consequences. However, when powerful figures are implicated, there seems to be a different set of rules. The societal and legal responses are often tepid, and accountability is elusive. This situation raises critical questions about our justice system. Are we truly committed to upholding the principle of equality before the law? Or do we allow power and privilege to dictate the course of justice? These questions go to the heart of our societal values and demand urgent attention. The Epstein case also highlights the need for transparency. The unsealing of the deposition documents has been a significant step in this direction, shedding light on previously hidden details. Yet there is still much that remains in the shadows. The call to action is clear. We need more transparency in cases like this. Please know the truth, no matter how uncomfortable or inconvenient it may be. Moreover, justice for the victims must be a priority. The allegations in the Epstein case involve serious violations of human rights. The victims have suffered immeasurable harm and deserve to see those responsible held accountable. Their quest for justice should not be impeded by the power or status of the alleged perpetrators. 7 is financial turmoil. In the world of finance, understanding the ebbs and flows of economic trends is crucial. As we delve into the current financial turmoil, stark revelations emerge that could potentially reshape our understanding of the economy. Drawing parallels with the past, analyzing present scenarios, and projecting future possibilities, we uncover a complex web of factors contributing to the current state of affairs. The dire warning issued by Morgan about impending economic chaos, potentially worse than the 1970s era of high inflation and recession, sets the stage. The 1970s were characterized by significant inflation and economic downturns, as evidenced by the consumer price index of the time. This historical context raises the specter of history repeating itself, adding a layer of urgency to our examination of the current financial landscape. At the heart of this landscape lies Bren Miller Energy, a company at the forefront of energy technology. With an upcoming event that could drastically increase its stock value, BNRG presents a potential opportunity amidst the predicted chaos. Companies like BNRG weather the storm of financial instability. Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan draws a parallel between our current financial situation and the 1970s, highlighting high inflation and fiscal deficits. This comparison, while insightful, may not fully capture the complexities of today's economic environment. Large debts and obligations are reshaping inflation dynamics, rendering the 1970s playbook potentially obsolete. Furthermore, factors such as green economy initiatives and global remilitarization add layers of uncertainty to the equation. Commercial lending and consumer demand play pivotal roles in shaping inflation trends. A tightening of lending suggests a potential decline in inflation, signaling a shift in the economic landscape. Moreover, a reduction in pandemic stimulus has lessened consumer spending power, possibly leading to decreased demand and a dip in inflation. These factors paint a picture of an economy teetering on the edge, with every shift in consumer behavior and lending practices potentially tipping the balance. Top economists, including Dimon, are predicting a potential major recession. This prediction is supported by metrics such as Federal Reserve strategies and the inverted yield curve. Decreases in consumer demand reflected in current oil and gasoline inventory trends highlight a decrease in spending that can negatively impact the economy. These indicators suggest that the financial turmoil we are experiencing may escalate into a full-blown recession. The intersection of these economic challenges and potential opportunities presents a complex scenario for investors. Navigating this landscape requires keen research and preparation. The revelations uncovered in this examination of the financial turmoil underscore the need for investors to stay informed and adaptable. In conclusion, the intertwining tales of justice and economic instability shed light on a world where power dynamics and financial uncertainties coexist. As we strive to balance the scales of justice and navigate the tumultuous waves of the economy, one can't help but ponder the ultimate implications on the fabric of society. This narrative poses a critical question. How do we restore faith in a system that shows inconsistencies in accountability and economic resilience? Your thoughts on this paradox are valuable. Please share them in the comment section below. If you found this analysis enlightening and wish to keep abreast of future discussions, don't forget to hit the like button. Your support is vital for us to continue unraveling these complex issues. Lastly, subscribe to our YouTube channel and activate the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Together, let's delve deeper into the matters that shape our world.